Have you ever found yourself visiting your favorite nations only to keep seeing the same locations? Alternatively, perhaps you are searching your native country for a fresh and fascinating site to explore. While some of the entries in this list have been known for decades, some are far older and have not been well known. Take a look at these hidden treasures and secret locations to liven up your next trip. The Aventine Keyhole, Rome, Italy. One could forgive themselves for passing by this simple green door at the end of a dead end in the picturesque city of Rome without even looking twice. This door, however, is not your typical one. The keyhole offers an ideal, if small, perspective of one nation and two nation-states, with St. Peter's Basilica situated precisely in the middle. This entrance opens up to the fabled religious order known as the Priory of the Knights of Malta. You can see Italy, Malta, and Vatican City when you peer through the keyhole. Prior to being transferred to the Knights of Malta in the 15th century, the land was owned by the Knights Templar in the early 12th century. The stunning structure you are currently viewing is a church known as Santa Maria del Priorato. It was constructed in the 18th century and was designed by renowned architect and engraver Giovanni Battista Piranesi. Because Aventine Keyhole is sometimes compared to a ship, the church's architectural style draws inspiration from the sea and ships. The Vatican may be seen in the distance, and the gardens and keyhole vista are perfectly aligned. It's unclear if this was a deliberately designed scene or merely a happy accident. Passetto del Biscione, Rome, Italy. Most visitors to Rome's Campo de' Fiori will probably pass by without noticing a secret tunnel that runs from Piazza del Biscione to Via de Grotta Pinta. The little alleyway known as the Passetto del Biscione has an incredible past. It is thought that the eel, which represents the Orsini family, inspired the name. Over the remains of the Theatre of Pompey, the earliest theater in Rome, the Orsini family constructed a palace. But there are rumors that a supernatural miracle occurred in the corridor in 1796. Within the lane is an image of the Madonna, which purportedly moved its eyes in the late 18th century. Naturally, this miracle drew pious Christians from all over the city, but many found it difficult to see it because of the alley's obscure location. After being neglected for many years, the corridor was reconstructed to its present splendor in 2016. The Madonna's picture continues to draw interest from tourists today. Hidden staircase in Penshaw Monument, Houghton-le-Spring, England. Perched atop Penshaw Hill in Tyne and Wear, England, Penshaw Monument was constructed in 1844 and provides a magnificent sight. Standing a towering 70 feet, 21.3 meters, tall, the monument honors John George Lambton, the first Earl of Durham. It is a model of a Greek temple. However, this 200-year-old temple with Greek architectural influences also has a breathtaking secret. One of the pillars conceals a spiral stairway. However, a tragedy occurred on this staircase in the 1920s when a teenager plummeted to his death. After that, the staircase was locked for safety, and it stayed that way for 90 years, with the exception of a brief period in the middle of the 1960s when vandals smashed the lock. The staircase was reopened in 2011 following the National Trust's acquisition of monument management responsibilities. But only on specific days is it open, and climbing it costs money. Traboules Secret Passages, Lyon, France. Silk workers formerly had a speedy and secure route to transport their goods to and from the marketplaces in the French town of Lyon thanks to a network of hidden passages. The traboules, which swirl and twist among several structures, are now partially accessible to the public for viewing. Traboules is derived from a mispronunciation of the Latin word transambulare, which means to pass through. The first passages were constructed in the 4th century to provide inhabitants with direct access to the town's freshwater supply, saving them from having to use the streets. There are reportedly 400 traboules in the town, although only a small number are accessible to the general public and are designated with an identity seal. The doors and gates to the private passageways are locked. The silk trade in Lyon's Croix-Rousse district flourished in the 1800s. The area's traboules and courtyards served as well-liked gathering spots for the Knuts, the local silk weavers. In the 1830s, Lyon was home to some 25,000 silk looms. As more silk stores emerged, merchants took advantage of the artisan weavers by paying them pitiful wages and inadequate benefits. The silk weavers rebelled due to fierce competition, greedy merchants, and an unstable economy. Closing their individual workshops, they gathered and marched across the town. They tried to take over the silk business by gathering firearms from the arsenal and holding them captive until a fair salary was agreed upon. But a very violent end was brought to this uprising. Even though almost 10,000 Knuts were criminally deported, their actions spurred more labor revolutions. Scotland's secret bunker, Airdrie, Scotland. Most people would never know that beneath a charming small cottage in Scotland is a tunnel that leads to a massive secret bunker. Scotland's secret bunker, with its expansive 24,000 square feet, 2,230 square meters of area, was kept a secret for over 40 years. The bunker has 2 floors, each the size of a football pitch, and is situated 100 feet, 33.3 meters, below the surface. The hidden bunker is where the government would have ruled the nation in the event of a nuclear war. It also forms a part of the Rotor system, a massive project aimed at modernizing the UK's post-World War II radar cover. It consisted of several locations, with massive bomb-resistant underground bunkers. Formerly used as a government refuge, the bunker is now a museum containing several artifacts from the Cold War era. But the majority of the objects are duplicated and occasionally erroneous. Still, the bunker houses Britain's sole Russian anti-aircraft missile and an intriguing collection of military vehicles from other nations.